This is not just frustration anymore. It's burning anger that sits in my chest and in yours too, if we're being honest. It doesn't leave. It's there when you wake up, when you check your bank account, when you see the news, when you try to fall asleep. Something is fundamentally broken. The system isn't failing, it's working exactly as designed. The corruption in the US and other Western nations, it's not accidental. The people in power know exactly what the hell they're doing. They've rigged the game, written the rules in invisible ink, and told us to smile while they pick our pockets. It feels broken on purpose because it is. And here's the cruelest part: we're told to act like everything is fine. Keep your head down, work harder, be grateful you have a job, don't complain too loud. Meanwhile, there's this crushing sense of powerlessness. The problems are massive, nearly impossible to explain, and even harder to fix. It's like trying to push back the ocean with your bare hands while the tide just keeps rising, rising, rising. How the machine grinds us down, the system squeezes, it controls, it uses, it exhausts. Millions of us live this reality every single day. The rules are intentionally complex. Real help hides behind mountains of forms and ridiculous fees. Most of us are just trying to get through the week, keep the lights on, pay the rent, pray nothing breaks, because one unexpected bill can knock the whole house of cards down. And the machine, it just keeps moving. It doesn't see us. We're not people, we're numbers, data points, sources of profit. The illusion of free speech. We're told we have free speech. Often it feels like a sick joke. You speak up, you get buried in algorithms, you get ignored, you get labeled. So you start holding back before you even open your mouth. We censor ourselves before anyone else has to. Question the normal way of doing things, and there's a price. Friends fade away. Your life can change overnight. Your job security evaporates. The social pressure becomes unbearable. And that weight is real. That fear is real. The rigged money game. But let's talk about money, or rather the lack of it. The game is rigged from birth. You practically have to be born rich to have it easy, while the rest of us who were born average have to claw and scrape and work ourselves into the ground, if we can even find work. Food costs more, rent costs more, gas costs more, healthcare costs more, education costs more, pay stays the same. Every trip to the grocery store shows you the truth. Your money buys less and less. You work more hours. You fall further behind. This is not living. This is survival mode. The economic treadmill to nowhere. The economy keeps deteriorating. Prices rise again and again. Bills come faster. Interest rates shoot up. Debt grows like a cancer. Jobs feel shakier by the month. Wages refuse to keep pace. Savings drain away. People go without basics. Families cut back on everything. The strain spreads like wildfire. Hope feels thin as paper. Empty promises on repeat. We're told help is coming. We hear about plans, programs, recovery initiatives, then nothing changes. We wait. We're told to be patient, that these things take time. Some will say we should be grateful, right? And sure, gratitude matters. But here's the twist: if things constantly stay the same or get worse, gratitude starts to feel like Stockholm syndrome. Justice for sale. We're told justice is blind and fair. It doesn't feel fair. The powerful get protection, lawyers, bailouts, golden parachutes. Regular people get the book thrown at them when you're poor. Every wall is higher. Every mistake costs more. Every stumble can be fatal. Trust dies when fairness feels like a rumor passed around but never actually seen. Even the planet is treated like a product to be liquidated. Air might as well be for sale. Water is for sale. Land is for sale. Our future is for sale. We inherit the damage. Someone else pockets the profit. They call it growth and progress. The invisible cage, all of this builds a cage around us. The bars aren't made of steel, they're made of deliberately complex rules, like crushing debt, hidden fees, constant fear. The message repeats on an endless loop. Be quiet, work harder, don't make a sound. You'd better be grateful, says the people in power. Wait your turn. The problems feel impossibly big, like trying to drain the ocean with a teaspoon. No, no, no. This is not normal. I will not settle. There is a better way to live, and we're going to build it together. the realistic revolution. We can't fix everything at once. Trying to do that leads to burnout and despair. But we can get smarter about our choices, be intentional with our energy, make our communities stronger, build parallel systems that actually work. Start with real community. Not the social media kind, the actual human connection kind. Simple but powerful actions, speak with radical honesty. Find people who want truth over comfort. Share meals regularly, it matters more than you think. Swap skills instead of buying services. Watch each other's kids or pets. Show up for each other when it counts. This is what community actually means. Not a hashtag, not a Facebook group. Real people showing up in real life. Go hyper local. National politics gets all the attention, but local power shapes your daily life. Vote local. Every election, not just presidential years. Attend school board meetings. Show up to city council sessions. One voice can genuinely shift policy when others are listening. These smaller races are decided by dozens or hundreds of votes. We're endlessly fed promises from national politicians progress, change, unity, transformation. After the election, crickets. The faces change, the game stays the same. Empty promises become the baseline. They tell us to trust again, wait again, hope again. Meanwhile, the people on your city council are deciding whether there's a park in your neighborhood or a parking lot. Vote with your wallet when you can. Economic pressure works, but let's be real about it. Support small local shops when possible. Fix things instead of replacing them. Share tools with neighbors. Borrow before you buy. Organize local buying co ops. Build actual safety nets. Food shares, ride shares, emergency funds, childcare swaps. These aren't cute ideas, they're survival tools. Know your rights. They're praying for you not to. The system relies on our ignorance. Educate yourself and others about tenant rights, worker protections, consumer laws, public records access, what police can and can't do. Knowledge is defensive armor. If we want a system that actually works, the rules need teeth. Enough with slaps on the wrist for people who steal millions. If we're serious about change, we need real consequences for real crimes, laws that punish fraud with actual severity, deadlines with real consequences, not extensions forever, fines big enough to hurt giant corporations, not 0.001% of revenue, actual jail time for white collar criminals, not golf club minimum security, structural reforms, term limits to stop career politicians from becoming permanent fixtures, ethics boards with real power to fire corrupt officials, strong enforceable protections for whistleblowers, clear bans on conflicts of interest with no loopholes, public databases showing exactly who's paying whom. Radical transparency, government meetings open by default, not exception. Freedom of information requests processed fast and completely. Inspectors general who are truly independent and untouchable. Prosecutors who go after the powerful without fear. Judges who explain decisions in plain English, not legal babble. Campaign donors' names displayed right next to the candidates they back. Kill dark money, write rules so clear a kid can understand them and a lawyer can't twist them. Now let's talk about power on the ground. Rules are important, but real change happens with people-powered tools. Vote in every election, or as many as you can, especially primaries. That's where the real choices happen. Help neighbors get to the polls, make sure people are registered before deadlines. Organize rides for folks who need them. Economic leverage. Unions matter. They mean fair contracts, real health care, safe hours, and strike funds when things go sideways. Strategic boycotts with clear demands, supporting local businesses intentionally, pulling money from institutions that fund harm, build alternatives. Why wait for the system to fix itself? Create new systems. Community grocery stores and food co ops, housing cooperatives, credit unions with fair loans and no predatory fees, tool libraries and skill shares, community land trusts. When talking doesn't work, strike. Withhold your labor. It's the most powerful thing you actually own. Historic change has come from general strikes, rent strikes, debt strikes, consumer boycotts. Demand transparency everywhere. regular audits and publish the results, clear budgets in plain language, maps showing where money actually goes, contract tracking from start to finish. Follow the money, always. Accountability, infrastructure, body cameras and dash cams, civilian and official, backup documentation for everything, safe, anonymous whistleblowing channels, independent observers at key institutions. Make lying cost something real. Community resilience tools, the practical stuff that keeps movements alive, secure group chats and communication channels. Emergency phone trees, yes, old school works. Regular in person meetups, nothing beats face to face. Cross training so no one person becomes indispensable. Rotating leadership to prevent burnout. Small celebrations to keep hopes up and the spark alive. This is how you build a system that holds and fights back. The anger is valid, the exhaustion is real, the system is genuinely rigged. But we're not powerless. We're told we are. We're made to feel like we are. But every major change in history came from people who were told they couldn't win and did it anyway. This isn't about one big revolution that fixes everything overnight. This is about 1,000 small revolutions in 1,000 communities. It's about building systems that work alongside or instead of the broken ones. Start small, start local, start with your neighbors, build trust, share resources, learn skills, know your rights, show up consistently. The machine wants you tired, isolated, and hopeless. And prove it wrong. Connect, organize, build, and fight back.